Here I am at Micklegate Bar, the main gateway to the city of York, which in days of old was where heads of traitors were placed on spikes to warn others not to make the same grave mistakes. Wow, reminds me of a very horrific episode of The Walking Dead. Having a past that is so heavily associated with death, it's no wonder this historical landmark is a hotspot for ghouls. The most well-known ghost that has been seen here is that of the young Sarah Brocklebank. Back in 1797, the city gates had to be locked every evening for security purposes. It was long since the times armies of Scots might seek to attack, but can't be too careful. Thomas Brocklebank, the father of Sarah Brocklebank, who lived in the tower with his family, was paid to lock the gates. On Sarah's birthday, she invited some friends to the towered gateway, where they played games and just had a good time. Sunset came, and it was time to lock the gates. But there was a problem. The keys were missing. Thomas thought that his daughter, or one of her friends, was playing some kind of practical joke on him, which is only natural, I suppose. Who wouldn't risk the safety of their entire city for the sake of some top-notch practical humour? So, due to his suspicions, he issued his daughter the job of finding the keys. As for the gates, they were propped closed with a wooden beam. Eventually, Thomas had to come clean and tell the authorities that the keys were lost. Needless to say, he lost his job and his home. He never spoke to his daughter again. From that day on, Sarah spent every free moment searching for the keys. Years went by, and she was still searching, and searching, and searching. 40 years later, the mayor of York at the time was entertaining some locals in his parlour, when the door swung open, and in came a much older Sarah Brocklebank. She looked at the mayor and said in a tired voice, "I found them." And then the most curious thing happened. Her appearance of a fatigued, middle-aged woman seemed to revert back to her former youthful look. "I found them," she said once more, and then she died. Wherever she found the keys, there they remain. There is a spirit wearing a long dress seen around these parts that is believed to be Sarah Brocklebank. Visitors of this bar have also reported feeling a deathly cold hand laid on their shoulder. The hand of Sarah. Not interested. Now, if Micklegate Bar hasn't scared you enough, just across the road there is something even scarier. Wetherspoons. There are two things that make that pub one of the scariest places in York. One, the clientele. Two, ghosts. The cellar is supposedly haunted by the former landlord of that pub, who died on the premises and loved the place so much he didn't want to leave. Not wanting to move on from Wetherspoons? What a cheapskate. Want to hear more spooky tales? Like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Stay spooky.